Today, I'm going to show you some tips and tools to master stereo imaging.
My girl, your girl, my girl is way too fly, and she don't even try.
Yo, it's Thomas Anthony from FinishBetterMusic.com, where we train good producers to become great producers. Now, every week on this channel, I upload a new tutorial where I show you how to create music similar to popular artists, or I break down my own personal projects. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. Today, I'm going to show you some techniques, plugins, and racks that I use on my own personal projects to make my music sound thick and wide. Now, we're going to look at some examples from my latest remix, My Girl, which was released on COTM Records, and the song has received massive support from legends such as Kyle Watson, Claude Von Stroke, Rumpus, and currently it's sitting at number 3 on the Beatport Basshouse charts. Now, there's a link in the description below to download the project sample pack with all the sounds I used and created in the track. All right, let's get into the song, baby. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to go through some techniques that I like to use to spice up my stereo imaging. Now, obviously, you should have some elements down the middle, like the kick, like one of the claps maybe, vocals for sure, in certain situations, like on the main chorus of the song, vocals for sure. Sometimes lead sounds can be thin or wide, but those are basically the main sounds and everything else can be panned. Now, what I want to show you, I have these ones highlighted in red. I'll just play my drums by itself and just listen to how like big and wide they sound. Like they sound very full and wide. Now, this was one of the rare scenarios where I actually just had one set of hi-hats, but one of the things, the first thing we can talk about is panning. So if I always try to have one awesome hi-hat down the center, and in this case I made it wider because I didn't have a few different hi-hats, but sometimes I'll have maybe 3 sets of hi-hats and I'll pan them evenly along the stereo spectrum so that they create a nice full sound. But the first plugin that I want to look at, and this is a free one that you can download, it's by the guys Infected Mushrooms. So they made this plugin wider and it's awesome. So I throw this on my hats just to give it a little bit of space. So this is it without it, really down the middle. Now, this one goes as high as 200%, but I didn't even want to go past 50 because I didn't want them to get too out of control. Like, they're just taking up all the width, and we want to leave some more space for other things. So I left this one at 50%. Now, one common mistake that producers make is that they will just use this one plugin, they'll put wider on everything. So they'll be like, I want wide hi-hats, I want wide claps, I want wide vocals. I'm going to slap the same plugin on the same, on each different element. And in the beginning, that's okay because you're just kind of learning how to use the plugins, but as you get more experience as a producer, it is nicer in different situations to spice things up a little bit and use different forms or techniques for stereo imaging on different elements so everything doesn't sound the same. This one, for wider, I like to use this one on the hi-hats because I think it gives a nice cohesive sound, and again, I can control the width. Now, the next thing that I like to put things on is one of the claps. So I have this clap that's pretty down the center, it's pretty mono, and then I have this other plugin called Little Micro Shift, or I just have Micro Shift. You can also use Little Micro Shift, and basically what it does is a similar effect to the Haas effect, where it will shift the timing slightly of it'll kind of split the channel and move the timing slightly of one so that it creates a wide vibe. So if we listen to this with, I'm going to turn this up to full blast because I have the mix on at about 60%, and they have 3 different styles. So this is it with it off. This is on, gets much wider. This is the second one. And we can really hear that delay, and in this one we'll even hear it even more. Sounding on my right ear a lot later. So I like to have it on the 1, and I'll even dial it back a bit so I'm really doing parallel processing by mixing it in. So now with that combined with my other mono snare, gives a nice wide vibe. But again, we're not using the same effect that we used with the hats, so it's creating a different kind of tone for the effect. Now, the next thing that I like to use, and this one's one of my OG favorites, is the Haas effect. And basically you can make this, I'll have this link down below as a free download. I just made this rack quickly. Basically what it is I have a delay on one of the channels by 12 milliseconds, and then I basically balance it out so it gives the same volume, because if you put two on, from my ears it sounded like it was too loud once I turned the effect on, so I didn't want that to happen. So this one, if we listen to these sounds, and now with it on, super wide. And I will have this kind of, I'm just showing an example of the drums here, but you can use all these effects on different things. So for example, like vocals or leads or effects or whatever you really want. But it's good to have an arsenal of these imaging plugins. Now, another technique that I've seen some people doing, I've stopped doing it because it just makes my computer run really slow, but it's putting an imager on your buses, and you can also just increase the top frequency so you get a wider like a wider, whatchamacallit, like stereo image from just putting on. But I'd rather do this in the channels, because then I have control over exactly what is being widened and what is staying mono, and then I have full control over the whole situation. Now I will go through this. I just want to show you this quick example in drums today, but I go through this in my, with not basses, but in my leads and definitely vocals and some of my effects, just to create space in the mix. And this is how you can create a really, really, really fat and wide sound. Now, if you're interested, if you like this song that you heard in the intro, this is the song that was heard in the intro. There's a free sample pack. I also did a full breakdown video of this song last week, and you can download all the samples that I've gathered from the song. There's a free download. It should be linked in the description below. And one of the questions I've been hearing lately is that there's so much information on the internet, tons and tons of YouTube videos like this, but no one gives a step-by-step instruction on how to mix things or how to create a track. And that's what we do at our mentoring program over at FinishBetterMusic.com. You can check out what the whole program is about, and basically what it's about and what our students have to say. We have all our testimonials here. This is only a small fraction of our testimonials, but you can again hit up any of these people and ask them their experience with the program. I still keep in contact with all these guys. They're all beauties. They're all doing really, 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 really good right now. So I'm super stoked for them. So you can check that out if that's something you're interested in. Also, there's a bunch of free resources to get you started. This one especially is really, really solid for things to do before releasing music. And if you want to join the team and get some help from me to go step by step, literally step by step, to showing you my whole mixing process, my whole mastering process, and my whole creation process that I go through literally with every song, just fill out this form. Gives me all the information I need to set up a call with you. We'll jump on a call, free call for 1 hour, and see what your goals are and see if I'm a good fit to help you or not. And yeah, also I have some pretty sweet content over on Instagram. I just started doing these silly lightsaber videos. This one is where I nutted myself, and tutorial tips and just my own music stuff. I have a whole bunch of awesome music coming out. I just had this song come out. It's doing awesome. It's gotten support from Claude Von Stroke. Who else? Ski Tour, Rumpus, Mysteria, whole truckload of homies have been loving this tune, and I'm stoked to play it out this summer. But I hope you got something from this. Again, I'll link the Haas effect down below. There's a link to the sample pack down below. And yeah, hope to talk with you soon. Hope this helped. Peace.
Having somebody actually sit down with you and walk through each step of the music creation process was life changing.
And this was actually one of the best things that I spent my money on in my whole life. Like seriously, like it changed everything for me.
Like the quality of the songs that I've done in 8 weeks. I have 4 or 5 tracks that are like, the idea is good, different genres. Yeah, man. Thank you, really.
I mean, I can safely say that since then, I've been making one of my favorite tracks, including the track that we worked on together. And I would definitely suggest Thomas to anyone who wants to advance their production skills.
I would recommend this program to anyone that is looking to further their knowledge in producing. You'll not only have a great mentor, but you'll have the skills and the tools necessary to create the best music that your mind can put down.
And that was one of the big things for me. It's like it was a kick in the ass without somebody actually kicking me in the ass.
Definitely the experience I got from you guys is just amazing. It's just, yeah.
That's basically it. I just wanted to say that investing in this mentorship program was probably one of the best things I ever did for music.
I felt so lost before, like starting a song, like it could just go any direction. I don't have like a pretty good sense of like what I want to do and like how to do it.